Ballyhoo and welcome. The Passion Project continues. My name is Remedy Robinson, and this is an appreciation. This is an exploration of linguistics, language, and timeless angst, as framed by the peerless poetry of the modern day master, Elvis Costello. Today's slow drag is with Suit of Lights from King of America, released in February 1986. The songwriting is credited to Elvis Costello's birth name. There's a sense of loneliness, of isolation that permeates this piece, the product of too much time on one's hands. Perhaps the same could be said of so many other pieces on this brilliant testament to the power of starting over a high wire adventure without a familiar net below. Suit of Lights is self-referential in a way that seems to transcend the plight of a touring musician and places it squarely in the realm of a slightly Shakespearean tragedy. Then again, tragedy and comedy never stray far from each other, as this piece threatens to burst out laughing as it tries to hold on to its stoic petulance. It's a grumpy anthem of simple condescension that we only wish we could have been clever enough to have thought of. While Nat King Cole sings Welcome to My World, you request some song you hate, you sentimental fool. And it's the force of habit. If it moves, then you fuck it. If it doesn't move, you stab it. And I thought I heard the working man's blues. He went to work that night and wasted his breath. Outside there was a public execution. Inside he died 1,000 deaths. And they pulled him out of the cold, cold ground, and they put him in a suit of lights. Nearly recursive in nature, this first verse, along with the chorus, makes no bones about the state of affairs our narrator views the world in, and it's pretty bleak. Any recognizable rhyme scheme is obliterated by pop and bygone references, keen observations, and metaphors that just might pertain to the matador, the bullfighter, the center of attention, the man with a calling, a public spectacle of a stabbing death. As conversant and playful as Mr. Costello is with idioms and how to bust them wide open, it isn't often when this master ventures into the pantheon of another English master, in this respect Julius Caesar, Act 2, while speaking of the Ides of March, quote, "Cowards die many times before their deaths. The valiant never taste death but once," unquote. Is this an illusion or is this a mere coincidence? In the perforated first editions, where they advocate the hangman's noose and tell the sorry tale of the spent princess, her uncouth escort looking down her dress, anyway, they say that she wears the trousers and learnt everything that she does and doesn't know if she should tell him yes or let him go. Noose and uncouth, even when the humor seems to flag, the crisp hospital corners of language remain front and center. The revisionist history that Let Him Dangle will provide in a few short years infuses this mention of a hangman's noose with far more contempt than it hints at here. And of course, there might be more actual storytelling history that can be traced back to a fine video for Every Day I Write the Book. The use of the word anyway, as in anyway, they say that she wears the trousers, as in we got a little off track here, so let's refocus and never mind the gossip, is as understated as it is impactful in this piece. Anyway is a simple conjunctive adverb that, in my opinion, serves as an excellent lesson for novice and experienced writers alike. These small words carry such weight when deployed effectively. As for the sentiment of this verse, other than the reference of trousers and a piece entitled Suit of Lights, I'm stymied as to the meaning, but I've always known that it belongs right where he placed it. Just another good example of how a slow drag can cast a different sort of light on wonderfully familiar words and phrases. But it's a dog's life in a rope leash or a diamond collar. It's enough to make you think right now, but you don't bother. While Mr. Costello's peak idiom busting phase seems to have peaked around the incomparable imperial bedroom period, it's great to recognize his continued deft sprinkling of these phrases for our amusement as well as his own. Colloquially speaking, a dog's life is one that is unhappy and miserable. That misery, he points out, comes tethered by whatever sort of chain we perceive it to be. It's a bit of was it a millionaire territory, I'd like to think. As the man said, and he was right, it's enough to make you think right now. I'm so glad we took the time to bother this time. For goodness sake, as you cry and shake, to keep your face down in the dirt where you belong, and think of all the pleasure that it brings, though you know that it's wrong. And there's still life in your body, but it's most all is leaving. Can't you give us all a break? Can't you stop breathing? After the somewhat out-of-character outburst in the first verse, it's almost cute to hear the mitigated "for goodness sake" in this verse, especially when considering it will go on to end with a sharp stab from a blunt blade. There's a curious mondegrin in the line that precedes this impressive put-down, but who cares? Can't you give us all a break? Can't you stop breathing? Is a request without peer. And I thought I heard the working man's blues. I went to work that night and wasted my breath. Outside they're painting tar on somebody. It's the closest to a work of art that they will ever be. And they pulled him out of the cold, cold ground, and they put him in a suit of lights. Here's another great example of Mr. Costello's prowess with pronouns and with stellar word economy. He went to work is now I went to work. Everyone who is familiar with this piece understands that it references his father singing his heart out in a working man's club. There was no need, therefore, to explain the son taking after his father. All it took was a simple he to I. In a word, stupendous.
Dig it.
Again, this has been a slow drag with Suit of Lights from 1986's King of America. It's a towering piece of art that is contemporary and timeless at once. The sentiments expressed cut through propriety in a refreshingly unapologetic manner that endears this piece to us more and more. And even if we didn't know about the hand-me-down generational occupational hazard, the struggle it creates feels palpable. The rhyme scheme is a scattershot of words and sounds that only a master like Mr. Costello could ever conceive and execute. The images are stark and fleeting. The asides are confounding. The theme, nevertheless, floats on the surface beautifully, even as the grumpiness threatens to pull it asunder. And that's it for today's slow drag, my friend. Thank you for listening. Other gems from King of America you'll enjoy a slow drag with are episode 4, The Hangover This Morning. That's a slow drag with The Big Light. Episode 33, Friends Think of Her Fondly. A slow drag with Our Little Angel. Episode 43, It's Better to Confess. That's a slow drag with Glitter Gulch. Episode 62, The Present Tense. Slow drag with Brilliant Mistake. And episode 84, A Handful of Eagerness. That's a slow drag with the scintillating I'll Wear It Proudly. You can find me on social media and all the usual places. Just search for my name, Remedy Robinson, or the name of my podcast, Slow Drag with Remedy. Also, please visit slowdragwithremedy.com for companion transcripts and other useful information. I'll be back soon with another slow drag, so please subscribe so you don't miss an episode. And as always, thank you for helping to get the word out about this little passion project. Truly, it means the world. So, until next time, adieu, my little ballyhoo. Slow drag.